We are back here in Madden 25 franchise mode with another speed rebuild, and today we are doing the Philadelphia Eagles. So today I have the challenge of trying to turn the Philadelphia Eagles into a Super Bowl winning team in just 5 minutes here in Madden 25 franchise mode using the updated rosters. And I know a lot of you guys out there might be wondering, why on earth would I be rebuilding the team that just won the Super Bowl? And the reason for that is I'm doing speed rebuilds of pretty much every team, so it doesn't matter if this was the best team in the league or if it was the worst team in the league. I'm doing speed rebuilds of pretty much every team regardless of where they ended up. And another thing, they did lose Super Bowl winning quarterback Kenny Pickett, so this team is in need of some major help to try and fill that void that Kenny Pickett left. But anyways, with all that being said, this team is at an 85 overall with an 89 overall offense and an 81 overall defense. So already this offense is elite without me having to make a single trade. I think I could get this offense up to like a 91, maybe a 92. I guess we'll have to see about that. But even if I was not to make a single trade for an offensive player, this offensive unit would still be one of, if not the highest rated in the game. I'm not 100% sure if they're the highest, but at 89 overall, they would definitely be in like the top 3. I would be pretty confident in just assuming that, even though I haven't checked, but I'm like pretty positive. But the defense being an 81 overall is a bit surprising. Like, I know they did lose Milton Williams, but like this defense is still pretty good. Like, they got guys like Zach Bond, Cooper DeJean, Quinion Mitchell. You know, there is a lot of talent on this defense despite the 81 overall rating. Like, this defense is still very good, but it is my job as GM today to try and make it even better than it already is. As well as the offense, I'm going to be trying my best to improve this team as much as I possibly can here in just a 5-minute rebuild. So yeah, with that being said, I'm not going to spend too much time yapping about all this stuff. I think we should go ahead and jump right into this rebuild. But also, one thing I should note before we actually do jump into this is just a 1-season simulation, so the entire goal is me trying to build the best possible team for just a 1-season simulation. This is not like a long-term thing or anything like that. So you will see some very, very unrealistic trades. And on top of that, you will see me overpaying with draft picks as well, just because, like I said, this is a 1-season thing. So if I don't trade these draft picks, then I basically just wasted value, because if I don't use them in a trade, then I can't really use them at all. So in order to maximize value and try and make this team as good as I possibly can for this 1-season simulation, it is very important to try and trade my most valuable draft picks. And alright, with all that being said, I think we should go ahead and get started here. So I'll start the timer here in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to make a splash trade. So we're going to go for Joe Bitonio, and I want to see if we can get Myles Garrett. I also do want Grant Delpit if we could get him. So we will throw, who is my right guard here? Matt Pryor, will put him in the deal, and then we can put Nolan Smith in this deal as well as Sidney Brown. So I will start this trade off with my first this year and my first in 2027, as well as my second from this year. How far does this get me? Okay, I don't think getting Myles Garrett will be possible, so we'll take him out of the deal. And then we'll see, for Joe Bitonio and Grant Delpit, will this trade go through? It's very close. So if I put in this 3rd and 4th, this should go through for Joe Bitonio and Grant Delpit. There we go, welcome to Philadelphia. So yeah, we are just a minute off the clock basically, and we already have 1 trade done. So I would say we do still need a center, because Cam Jurgens is a 75 overall, and I would like to improve upon that and make this offensive line even better. And we also could use a wide receiver 3, I would say, and then maybe someone along the defensive line. So I would say a center that's like at least, like, I don't know, I mean a 78, that's not like a major improvement, but I would take that. So Connor McGovern, and then maybe like Ed Oliver, and then we could bring in a linebacker as well. We could do that. Actually, Matthew Judon, his overall, what is Nolan Smith's overall? He's 79, so that would be an improvement, as well as over Azeez Ojulari. So we could actually do that. So, I mean, yeah, let's actually try this. So I will throw a 2nd and a 3rd. Does this go through? Am I overpaying? I might be overpaying, but I mean, those are improvements we needed to make, so we will gladly take those. And so, yeah, we have 2 minutes off the clock. Well, a little more than 2 minutes now, but 2 minutes off the clock, and we've already made some pretty big improvements to this team. So now I would say we could use another defensive lineman. We could trade Jordan Davis in a deal for one. And I would say we could improve upon edge rusher. Maybe get someone that's like an 85, as well as maybe another linebacker as well. And then corner, we're good. Safety, I mean, we could improve upon it, but I'm not too concerned about that. So I think what we should do is look for an edge rusher. That's probably about like an 85 overall. That would be ideal. So actually what we could do, we could go back to the Bills, Joey Bosa. And then Matt Milano, we could do that, as well as, I mean, Christian Benford would be an upgrade, but what about wide receiver? Who's their wide receiver? So, I mean, Joshua Palmer, he would be wide receiver 3, so I'm not like too actually, you know what, we'll ask for Khalil Shakir. We'll just go back-to-back trades with the Bills. We got 2 minutes to go, so let's see. You'll put Nakobe Dean in this deal, as well as Jahan Dotson. And then, like, we do still have 3 first-round picks to work with, so I will trade 1 because, okay, wow, that barely had any trade value. So what about like a 2nd and a 3rd as well? Will this trade go through? Oh, you're kidding. Okay, what I think I'll do is I'll put 2 firsts in this deal, and then I'll ask for like, maybe if I could get a 2nd and 3rd back, and then I could use that in another trade. Will this go? Okay. Take the 2nd out for this 3rd. Will it? Dude, you're joking. 2 first rounders? Seriously? Dude, there's no way. Oh my gosh. Okay, what about this 2nd? Does this go through? Dude, you're kidding. Am I going to have to trade 3 first rounders? Okay, you know what? I'll do that if I can get that 2nd. Well, actually, I have a minute left, so I need to get this trade done. It's an overpay. Oh my gosh, dude, you're joking. Okay, give me this 3rd rounder. Please just go through. There we go. Goodness gracious, bro. Okay, so we have 50 seconds to make one more trade. That's very doable, but what position do I even trade for at this point? Like, I mean, offensive line, we're good. Defensive line, we're good. Like, edge rusher, we just improved upon that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could improve Matthew Judon and flip him. So, and safety. So, yeah, we'll just see what we can get from Matthew Judon. 2/3. Actually, I have a ton of picks. Wow. Okay, so we got 20 seconds. So, just any edge rusher that we can get that we can improve upon. I mean, Greg Rosario, and actually, no, we're not going to do that. There's no way that goes through. Actually, we'll try it. Greg Rosario, get another edge rusher from the Bills, and then, I don't know, Christian Benford. Will this trade go through? Okay, you're kidding. Okay, what about just for Greg Rosario? Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Okay, well, I'm going to run out of time. Okay, I ran out of time. If I had like 5 more seconds, I would have made a quick trade for Nick Benito, and this would have 100% gone through. If I offered this, 100% it would have gone through. I really wish I didn't spend too much time trying to get Greg Rosario, because like he has insane trade value. It's actually insane. Like if I go to Trade Finder, it actually probably, yeah, it won't even have a trade package because I have no first round picks. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to adjust a few positions around, and then we will check out what the roster is looking like before we sim through this season. So when I said I could get this offense to a 92 overall, I was right, even though that was a very optimistic guess. I guess I ended up being correct. Adding Joel Bitonio, Connor McGovern, as well as Khalil Shakir. So those were the only 3 additions to this team, and that brought us up 3 overall points up to a 92 overall. So yeah, we will absolutely take that. I'm like 99% positive this is the highest rated offense in the game. I would be very surprised if there is a team higher rated than 92. But yeah, this is basically the real life Super Bowl winning offense with the additions of Joel Bitonio, Connor McGovern, Khalil Shakir, minus Mekhi Becton. Of course, he did leave in free agency, but I think that's like the only player on offense that they lost that I can think of off the top of my head. There might be more, but like off the top of my head right now, I can only think of Mekhi Becton. But yeah, like I said, 92 overall, this offense is elite, without a doubt. I mean, Saquon Barkley, he might even rush for 3,000 yards behind this offensive line. It's insane. And on top of that, Jalen Hurts is going to have like 10 seconds in the pocket every single play. Like, this offensive line is ridiculously good. And on top of that, we got guys like A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert as well. If this offense can't get us to the Super Bowl, then Madden is just the most rigged game of all time. But yeah, the defense is an 87 overall. Also, I did decide to keep Joey Bosa on the defensive line, even though this is a 3-4, so he technically would be an edge rusher. However, I checked and he's 6'5", 280, which is just like insane. I did not realize he was that big. That wording was not intentional at all, but we will go with it. But yeah, at 6'5", he's just 3 inches shorter than me. I'm 6'8", for those of you who are unaware. But yeah, I also completely forgot to trade for another defensive lineman, so he is going to be on the line in the 3-4 scheme, and we will be keeping Nolan Smith and Matthew Judon as our edge rushers here in this scheme. But yeah, the defense is up from an 81 overall, I believe it was, up to an 87 by adding Ed Oliver, Joey Bosa, Matthew Judon, Matt Milano, and Grant Delpit. So in total, this team is an 89 overall, and like I said, this team has to be a Super Bowl team. Like, I would be so shocked if this team doesn't make the Super Bowl. Like, I don't even know what I would say at that point. And on top of the team being very good, this team also does have very good playbooks as well. Like, the Eagles are always a very good team in simulation, so the playbooks are good. This team is good. This team is 100% a Super Bowl team. Like, if it's not, again, like I said, I don't even know what I would say at that point. But yeah, with that being said, I think it is about time to go ahead and sim through this season to see how this team does. And before we do that, we'll do a quick record prediction. So I think this team does have a ceiling of 17-0. I say that like pretty much every time, but I mean, I guess it is kind of like always true. A team does have a ceiling of 17-0, but like in terms of what I think, like I think it's possible to go 17-0, but will it? I mean, probably not. I think this team probably goes like 14-3. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable guess. Like I could see 13-4 on the low end, but like anything lower than that, then that would be just kind of insane. But yeah, my record prediction will be 14-3. You guys can comment yours if you would like, and without further ado, I'll go ahead and sim through the season. And as the season simulation is going on, if you guys have enjoyed this speed rebuild up to this point, feel free to let me know in the comments which team you guys would like to see me do a speed rebuild of next. I do have a playlist of all the previous ones up on my channel. I did just do a Bills one and a Chiefs one the other day, so if you're interested, feel free to check those ones out as well. And we go 15-2. So yeah, I think we had a pretty good season. Those team ranks, insane, bro. Top 3 for everything except, well, top 4 on defensive pass yards. But yeah, 15-2. Goodness gracious, bro. That was better than I thought. Well, I did predict 14-3, so I guess that's only one win better, but yeah, we go 15-2. We get the 1 seed. Jalen Hurts, top 3 for pass yards. Saquon Barkley, top 3 for rush yards. Devontae Smith, top 3 in receiving yards. Puka Nacua went for 1.7 thousand. And Patrick Mahomes threw for 55 touchdowns. I guess that's just an average Patrick Mahomes Madden 25 season. But just out of curiosity, it was indeed Patrick Mahomes. Okay, Lamar Jackson second. Jalen Hurts got third. No Saquon Barkley on here. What about Coach of the Year? I won Coach of the Year. And if there was GM of the Year, I'm sure I would win that as well. But Cam Ward is on here as a rookie. That's interesting. But yeah, we will advance a week to the divisional round to see who we will be taking on. The Detroit Lions. Okay. So the Lions do have Amon-Ra St. Brown in the top 3 for receiving yards, but outside of that, they don't have anything on there. The record 11-6. They were the 6th seed, so they finished 3rd in the NFC North after winning the NFC North last year. They get 3rd place. So in terms of their team ranks, they did pretty decent in everything outside of rush yards and defensive rush yards. They were top 5 in every other category, but none of their team ranks are ahead of ours. And we also do have the overall advantage, I believe. Yep, 90. Our team is rated a lot higher than them. And with that being said, we will advance on to the conference championship to see if we can take down the Lions, and we do 31-10 to take on the San Francisco 49ers, who went 9-8. So what was their seed? So they were the 4 seed. Okay, so they won their division going 9-8. So 3 teams in the NFC West went 9-8, but the San Francisco 49ers did have the tiebreaker, and the Rams go 7-10. So the NFC West was very close this season. And there was 5 teams in total in the NFC that went 9-8. So that's very interesting to say the least. But in terms of the 49ers team ranks are glitched out. Yeah, sometimes that'll happen where it will just show the last team you played team ranks. I don't know why it does that. It's been happening for a while, so we're not really getting an accurate scouting report. But they did just beat the Vikings 31-25. The Vikings went 13-4. I mean, as a Vikings fan, I would love to see that. I mean, I'd love to see 17-0, but I can settle for 13-4 with JJ McCarthy in year 1. But Yeah, the 49ers are an 87 overall, 91 offense, 83 defense. So their offense is significantly higher rated than their defense, but still despite that, they are rated lower than us. And did they have anyone in any of the top threes anywhere? It does not appear that they do. But yeah, I will advance onto the Super Bowl to see if the Eagles can return to the Super Bowl here in this speed rebuild, and they do, to take on the Indianapolis Colts. That's very interesting. So we won 34-17, so we scored 30 plus in both of our playoff games, and hopefully that can happen again. But the Colts, they were the 3 seed. They beat the Bengals. They destroyed the Bengals, quite frankly. They beat the Ravens, then they beat the Steelers. The Steelers beat the Chiefs. Okay, and then yeah, the Colts beat the Steelers. So, I mean, that's definitely something. So, because it is the Super Bowl, we will jump in and simcast so we can watch the score live and see if this Eagles team can take down the Colts here in the Super Bowl. So, we'll just go quarter by quarter here. We'll advance to the first quarter. And it looks like the Colts will score first, so they go up 7-0. It looks like that was the last play of the first quarter that they scored on. So we'll advance on through the second quarter and see if we can match it, and we do, 7-7. And we go down and score another touchdown going into half, up 14-7, and I believe we start with ball as well. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage and maybe go up 21-7, and we go up 17-7 here in the third quarter. And to start the fourth quarter, we do have the ball on the 6-yard line. Let's see if we can get it in for 6, and we do, 24-7. The Colts score, and it looks like it's going to be too little too late. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions, 24-14. So the Eagles technically go back-to-back because this is the updated rosters. I'm guessing it's either going to be Saquon or Jalen Hurts as MVP. I guess we'll see in a few seconds here. Oh, Jalen Hurts threw for 0 touchdowns, 158. So maybe it'll be a Saquon MVP. Yeah, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. It probably will be. And indeed, it was Saquon Barkley as the Super Bowl MVP. And apparently, I did not win Coach of the Year, even though it showed me as Coach of the Year. So I guess I just got it taken away from me. But yeah, the Eagles go back-to-back. We win the Super Bowl here in this 5-minute speed rebuild of the Philadelphia Eagles. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to let me know in the comments which team I should do next. And I also do have a playlist up on my page of all the previous ones I've done. But yeah, with that being said, if you are still watching at this point of the video, thank you so much for watching all the way into the end. I really appreciate that. These speed rebuild videos are a lot of fun to make, and I'll probably be making a lot more as we approach Madden 26. That's coming out within the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I'll be doing a lot of speed rebuilds up until then, as well as some College Football 26 content mixed in there as well. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I will see y'all next time.